welcome back to my channel. And today is going to be a different type of video than what I usually do. I was tagged in a video about a week ago, and it's about your childhood answers, like certain things that you loved when you were a child and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. I was excited when she tagged me in it, and I was like, I'm excited to kind of do this video. So so you kind of get to know me just a little bit more in this, and I guess we'll go ahead and get started on the questions. So the first question is what decade you were born in. So I was born in the 80s, and I was born in 1985. So yes, I am 34, but it's just a number. I never act my age anyway. All right, let's see. What do you remember most about your childhood? Oh, I think what I remember most about my childhood would have to be going outside and playing. We were constantly outside and always being with friends. I think that was one of the best memories too that I had about my childhood, was constantly being with my friends and playing. I loved to play and climb trees. I was always in a tree. But and riding my bike. I loved to ride my bike and climb trees. And then when I was a teenager, I was always with my friends. So yeah, that has to be what I remember most about my childhood. All right, now who is your favorite childhood band or singer? I don't know. I had many. I don't know if I had an absolute favorite. I don't know. I'll just kind of tell you what I did like the different bands I did like. And now it's going to be way, it's not going to be like the same genre. I was a mix between a lot of different things. So I'll just tell you the things I liked. I loved like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I did love that. And just because the way they danced and everything. And of course, what girl didn't have a crush on those guys. But I liked them, and I liked their music and stuff. And then I also liked Eminem because he was funny. And I think at that same time Master P was going on, but I think I only liked like one or two of his songs, so I wouldn't say that favorite, just like favorite moment of the song, I guess. So no, I wouldn't count that as it. And then I liked Korn. My brother was big in like alternative music and stuff like that. He played the bass guitar and stuff, so I got into like Metallica and Korn and stuff like that. So I did like them. And then a little bit later I enjoyed Sublime. Santeria became like my favorite song, still is. That and No Rain by Blind Melon is one of my favorite songs today. I mean, like you can see, I have a mixture of music that I like. Like I listen to anything from EDM music to, alternative and stuff like that. Just pretty much what my mood is. But I would say those were about my favorite. Now I'm sure I'm missing some in there, but I think Brandy, I think that's what her name was. I think I really liked her, and Christina Aguilera, because I could sing and I could keep up with them and sing just like them. That and Mariah Carey. So I'll just keep thinking of more. I just forgot about the girls. But yeah, I would sing my butt off, and I could sing very well, and I could sing just like Mariah Carey and Christina Aguilera and stuff, and I loved them. So, and no doubt. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to quit now. I don't have a favorite, as you can see. I have favorites. All right, so I am not going to sing a song that reminds me of my childhood. I'm sorry. I know I said I could sing, but I get very nervous singing in front of people, and especially on camera. I'm sorry, guys, but one day when I get more used to this, I will sing for you. I promise, but not today. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, what was your favorite childhood movie that wasn't Disney? Now, I haven't looked at these questions that much and thought of my answer, but when I was listening to my friend, who tagged me in this, I'll put her link in the comments below, so definitely check those out, or in the description box, not the comments. Sorry, my mind's kind of everywhere today. But I was like, what was my favorite movie besides Disney, you know? And I got to thinking, and it had to be The Secret Garden. I loved that movie. I loved just, you know, finding a secret spot. I've always loved that. I always loved the thought of opening up my closet and there's a secret door in the closet and going to this new world or something like that. And it's just something magical about it. I would still love to have one day like my own secret garden. I think that would be cool. I used to collect old skeleton keys because of that movie. And then I, of course, read the book later, but I loved that movie. All right. Who was your favorite childhood cartoon character? The only one that I could really think of that sticks to my mind that I really liked, and I was really young, but it had to be if I can say this, I can't say it. Tasmanian. Okay. It had to be Taz, and I can't say the rest of it because I forget. Something Taz, something devil, and I keep getting tongue-tied. I can't say it. But him, and I used to imitate Woody Woodpecker when I was little. And then I also liked these, I think they were called the gummy bears, and they lived underneath a tree or in a tree, and then they would go underneath the tree and underneath the pond, and they would have like their headquarters, secret headquarters or something like that in there, and I loved them. But I don't know, I think my favorite had to be Taz for a little while. I'm sure I had other ones, but I honestly can't remember. All right, okay, so who was your first childhood celebrity crush? I had two, and one of them was, I think it's Devon Sawa. He played on Final Destination. He played on The Night of the Twisters and some other movies. I can't really remember all of them, but I remember that I would get this kids magazine, and of course all these, you know, kid celebrities were in there, and he was one of the, you know, top ones at that time, and I would hang his pictures up everywhere in my room. It's embarrassing, but you know, I was a girl and had a crush. But I would hang his pictures, and also the guy off of Boy Meets World. I don't know his actual name, but I know it was Sean, and I was in love with him too. So it was those two, definitely. All right. What was my favorite childhood snack? The only thing I can think of that I just loved would have to be cereal. I loved cereal, and especially the ones with like the marshmallows in there. I loved those, and there was this kind that I remember specifically asking for was Barbie cereal, and I think it was like pink and purple. It might had blue in there, but I'm pretty sure it was pink and purple, and I remember, you know, always munching on that. I love Barbie cereal when I was real young. Now when I got older, of course, I kind of, you know, went to like Reese's and, you know, but as a snack, I think I was always just snacking on some cereal. I love it. All right, so what was my favorite childhood clothing brand? Now, when I was real, like, younger, I didn't really have one. I didn't really care. I mean, I wasn't a big dress girl. I didn't like dresses all the time and stuff. I was more tomboyish, I guess. But when I got a teenager, I would have to say Aeropostale, Abercrombie, Express. There's another store in there. I can't remember. But I like those. Old Navy, stuff like just the top brands I wore. I think Aeropostale, though, to be my absolute favorite would have to be Aeropostale and Old Navy, just because they were more comfortable. Their sizes were more accurate. Abercrombie, I remember only like one time, and I wasn't a big girl when I was younger, but I was always in like a size 6, maybe 5, 6. And I remember when I went to Abercrombie, I actually could wear size 4 in their pants. So I was happy about that. But other than that, like their clothing sizes were way off. I mean, a small actually fit extra small people, and you know, it just, I don't know. I didn't like their sizes too much. All right, so it says, what was one thing that you had in your decade that you wish you had now? Well, I was born in 85, and to be honest with you, there was nothing in the 80s that I really remember, because, you know, I would only be 5 when it was the 90s. So, and when I look back at the 80s, no offense, but there was really nothing I'd like to bring back. I didn't get into the 80s, so I didn't grow up then. Now if I grew up in there, I'm sure my whole perspective would be different, but I grew up in the 90s. And I remember just, it was more of a relaxed time. Maybe because I was a kid, but I just feel like we didn't have to try so hard to fit in a sense. We weren't trying so hard to be the Joneses, be something better. We were just us, and it was more freedom. I mean, we didn't have all the social media that we have nowadays, which I love social media, but there's also a downside to everything. And we didn't always have to try to be something we're not, I guess, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. I mean, there was always those bullying and things like that, and where, you know, you felt bad because you didn't have this type of clothing or whatever, but it wasn't like it is today. I would bring back that, just the more relaxed, more of a, I like the fact that there wasn't social media in a sense back then, just because we lived more, I believe. We were just doing things more and talking to each other and, you know, hanging out and stuff like that. I mean, we still do that. I just feel like sometimes we can let the phones and stuff get in the way a lot, especially in relationships, and, you know, we're addicted to them. We have to learn a balance, and that's something that, you know, we didn't have to worry about then. And I do wish I could bring back how we used to be able to play all the time, and our parents just didn't care. It was safer, it felt like. You could stay out until it got dark, or even a little bit past it got dark. It was okay. I could walk to the corner store. I had a store just not far from me. I could actually see it from my house. It was a little walk, you know, and I had to cross a pretty busy street, but I was still okay. I could still do that. And nowadays, I couldn't let my kids do that, you know. There's just too much going on. But I think those things I would bring back. It's hard for me to just pick one. I'm sorry. But definitely those things, I think. Okay, so what was your favorite childhood video game? I wasn't a big video game player, but my brother was. I did play a little bit of it, and I would have to say Mario. Obviously, I think every 90s kid would probably say Mario. I liked Mario, and I also liked Killer Instinct. And the reason why I liked Killer Instinct is because I was really good at it. Not because of skill, just because I would sit there and I would push every freaking button I could find on there, and I would do combo after combo and pretty much kick everybody's butt. So I love that game because I could actually play it, but I wasn't a big video game player because, not like today where it saves you, where, you know, you die and you go back to where you died. If you died 3 times in Mario, it didn't matter how far you were in the game, you'd have to start at the beginning. That's insane. So I didn't have patience to sit there and do it over and over and over. I would get tired of it and have to go on and do something else. I was like, I just didn't have the patience to do it. But I guess those two would be it. So Nintendo, yeah, Mario and Killer Instinct was the ones that I really liked. All right. How old was I when I got my first cell phone? I'm thinking it was either 16 or 17, and I'm thinking more on 17. And it was before, guys, don't judge me, this was before the flip phone came out. And it was like, I think it was Singular. We had Singular or something like that. God, I can't remember. Yeah, I had Singular. I remember it was before it became AT&T. They came together. But it was just, you know, a normal phone. I think it was probably like that big or something. It was a pretty big phone, but I loved it. Like, I thought I was awesome with this. And I do remember when I got my first flip phone, like, that thing was awesome. I would just sit there and just like flip it open, flip it closed, like I was awesome. Oh, good times. It said, all right, so which did I use more, AIM or MSN? Honestly, guys, I didn't have a computer. Not because we didn't, you know, they weren't then back then, or, you know, it has nothing to do with that. We just, my parents never bought a computer. So when I did use one, it was usually like at the school or at a friend's house. So it was pretty much whatever they had. And I just remember AOL, like a friend of mine, she got on Messenger. It's not Messenger. It's that chat room. And she was always doing chat rooms and stuff on AOL. So I don't really know what that is. Again, because I didn't have one. So maybe AIM. I'm not sure. Sorry. All right. So if there was one thing you could change from my childhood, what would it be? One thing. Well, I guess it would be that my brother and sister lived with me my whole life. I definitely would change that, to know what it's like to really have a brother and sister, and because I had them and then they moved around like when I was 4 or 5, and I didn't see them again or hear from them until I was older. I think I heard from them a little bit when I was like 8 or something, 8 or 9. It was after, because I lived in Michigan and then I moved to Tennessee. So it was after I moved to Tennessee that I heard from them, and they came and visited, and we went to, there used to be an amusement park called Opryland. Now it's a mall, but we went there and stuff. But then my brother ended up moving back with me when he was 13, so I had to be 11. But I mean, we were just never really that close. I was always trying to get close to him, but we didn't really live together or grew up together. So, I mean, we ended up getting somewhat close, but anyway, I don't want to get into all that. But that would be one thing I would change, definitely, to have my brother and sister live with me, and to know my other 2 half-brothers, because I didn't grow up with them or anything either, and that would be awesome. Well, that was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. So, that's a little bit about me, if you wanted to know. All right, well, that's about it for the questions, and hope you got to know me just a little bit more. I can always do like a question, you know, if you guys have any questions and stuff you want me to answer, like do one of those videos. I think that would be really fun. I'd enjoy that because I absolutely enjoyed this. Again, my friend, her name is Rosario, and she is the one that tagged me in this, so I will link her channel below in the description box, and definitely check her out. And Rosario, thank you. This was a lot of fun. But if you enjoy videos like these, I do make videos on cleaning videos, do-it-yourself, some do-it-yourself, not too much, but I do cleaning videos, cleaning and cooking, and also decluttering videos and stuff. So if you're interested in those, please think about subscribing. I would love to have you here. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!